All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, as part of K-INNOSHOW 2025, we're spotlighting a really key player in South Korea's incredible tech scene, Juin Information System. They're taking on some of the toughest challenges in industrial technology today.
So, let's start with a big question, one that pretty much defines our modern world. I mean, the systems that keep our lives running are getting unbelievably complex, so how in the world do you manage all of that without it just falling apart?
Well, one company, Juin Information System, or JIS for short, believes the answer lies right here, in this simple yet incredibly powerful promise. It's a mission that gets straight to the point.
Okay, so let's really dig into that. What does automation made simple actually look like when you put it into practice?
So at its heart, JIS is all about this idea that complexity is, the real enemy of getting things done efficiently. Their entire goal is to build automation that feels natural, that feels intuitive to the people who are actually on the ground running these massive systems day in and day out.
And this is not just some abstract idea. They are applying this philosophy to the absolute bedrock of our modern lives. We're talking about the brains behind smart factories, intelligent buildings, our power grids, and even the gigantic water facilities that are the lifeblood of our cities.
All right, so that's the big promise. But how do they actually pull it off? Well, their work is built on 4 key pillars, and we're going to walk through them right now.
Okay, pillar number 1 is their foundation, industrial automation. Picture this, a gigantic factory or a power plant. You've got literally thousands of things happening all at once, and a lot of it is totally invisible. JIS's job is to make all of that chaos visible, measurable, and controllable from one single spot.
And they do this with what's called HMI/SCADA software, which you can just think of as the digital command center for all that heavy equipment. Their Easy series has 2 parts that are a perfect team. First, there's Easy View. That's the main dashboard, the central nervous system right there on site. Then you have Easy Web, which is the really cool part. It takes that entire dashboard and puts it securely online so operators can see and control everything from anywhere with a network connection.
All right, next up, pillar 2. And this one tackles what is probably the biggest headache and biggest cost for any large facility, energy. This is where huge savings and efficiencies are hiding. And this is where things get really interesting, because they don't just have a one-size-fits-all solution, they've got 2. Easy BMS is designed specifically to help buildings get that coveted Zero Energy Building certification, which means meeting really strict government efficiency standards. But for the really big, complex places, there's Easy BMS. That's a powerful IoT platform that pulls everything together for a deep, holistic view of the entire building. Okay, so the last 2 pillars, 3 and 4, are where everything we've talked about, the control, the energy management, it all comes together to create these truly intelligent, almost self-managing environments. This is where automation really becomes transformation. You can see this with some really practical tools. Easy FMS is for managing the entire life cycle of a building. We're talking maintenance schedules, asset tracking, even field reports you can file just by scanning a QR code. And then for the factory floor, there's Easy MES, which is a real game changer for small and medium-sized manufacturers looking to optimize their production lines.
But look, a fancy toolkit doesn't mean a thing if it hasn't been tested in the real world, right? Well, JIS has the receipts, over 2 decades of them.
You can really see their story unfold when you look at their history. They started back in 2003, and you can track these key moments of growth, getting their first big certification in 2009, earning a Government Excellent Product Award in 2021, and then just last year, a huge win, developing a custom control system for K-Water, the National Water Authority of South Korea.
And all this innovation, it's not just talk. It's backed by some serious intellectual property. We're talking over 27 patents and certifications. In the world of industrial software, that is a massive deal. It's a technological moat that protects what makes them unique.
And that track record? It's exactly why they've earned the trust of absolute giants in Korea. We're talking Samsung Electronics and Hyundai AutoEver. And it's that same reputation for performance that's now fueling their expansion into huge markets like the US, Singapore, and China.
Okay, so here's the really important takeaway. JIS isn't just fixing today's problems. They're literally building the foundation for what's coming next, for a much more connected world.
Their ultimate goal is, well, it's huge. They want to be a leader in the software that powers what they call a hyper-connected society.
a world where people and all these complex systems are totally, seamlessly integrated. And you can see that vision in the DNA of their company. Just look at their team. Over 90% of their employees are system engineers and software developers. This is a company of builders through and through.
So what are they working on right now, the really cool stuff? They're using AI to predict when a machine is going to break down, fixing it before it can cause a shutdown. They're building digital twins. Think about that, a full virtual copy of an entire facility that you can test and optimize. And it's all built on these huge industrial Internet of Things platforms.
It's this constant push for what's next, this drive for innovation that makes a company like JIS so important to watch. And it's exactly why South Korea's Ministry of SMEs and Startups is proud to support these kinds of incredible K-tech innovators.
Which brings us back to a final big picture thought. As our world gets smarter, more complex, and more connected, who is actually building its nervous system? Well, companies like JIS are. And they're doing it one simplified, incredibly powerful system at a time.